Welcome to Best Life 30, your 30-day journey to creating the best life possible for yourself. You can watch just this video, or if you want to sign up for the whole series for free and get the bonus companion worksheets that go along with this video, check out the link in the description below. All right, so today is bonus day number 2, and we're going to learn how to optimize our sleep.
Lesson 1, you get an additional 30 minutes of sleep a night. Take it as a challenge, try to find that space, quiet your mind, and get your 30 minutes of sleep. And you'll see it makes a really, really big difference. My sleep habits were horrendous, to say the least. I mean, I've always had a hard time sleeping. You know, I couldn't figure out how to shut my brain off. So what made the light bulb come on is that I went out there and played a game, and I played like crap. And I was like, why am I playing like crap? Because I've been practicing these same moves over and over and over. But yet, I couldn't execute them properly. I was feeling sluggish, I was feeling lethargic, and I knew it wasn't because of my training, because I had trained obsessively. So then I started looking at other things. And that's when I came to the realization that, hey, Kobe, you're not 21 years old anymore, buddy. Like, maybe the fact that you're sleeping 2 or 3 hours a night, maybe that has something to do with the fact that you're playing like crap. And that's when I started really evaluating those things.
First of all, I prioritize sleep. And that means saying no to things you want to do. It's not easy.
No is hard. I think the hardest thing, yeah.
Last night, Sheryl Sandberg interviewed me at the San Francisco Symphony Hall. And then I had to sign books. And I would have loved to go and have dinner with her, but I went to bed. And, because if I had gone out to dinner and hadn't gotten my at least 7 hours sleep that I need and had to get up early to do TV, I would not be enjoying being here with you now. And I'm really enjoying it. And I'm 100% present. I'm not tired. And I hate being tired more than I hate anything.
From my perspective, when people ask me all the time, I lack discipline, how can I get discipline in my life? And no one wants to hear this answer. No one wants to hear it.
Just do it.
One of the first steps you can take to impose discipline in your life is to wake up early in the morning. Because let's face it, when the alarm goes off, you got your head on that soft pillow. It's all nice and cozy and warm in there. You do not feel like getting up. And so he
doesn't even have a snooze alarm. He doesn't ever hit the snooze alarm.
Yep.
You do?
And you should not. You should not. That snooze alarm is...
That's insane.
I call that snooze alarm the dream killer. Like when you press that snooze button, you're killing your dreams. So don't touch the snooze button. Now
some would say that might be a little extreme.
No, where people get worried and people freak out is sleep is healthy. Sleep is good for you. I know that. I get it. And people say, you're telling people not to sleep. No, I'm not telling people not to sleep.
You do 6 hours every night, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I usually go to bed around 10:30, 11, and I wake up at 4:30. So I get 5.5 to 6 hours almost every night, And sometimes I tell people, I think sleeping is good. I do it almost every single day. So, but people will freak out and say, you're telling people to be unhealthy. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not, if you need, different people have different genetic needs for sleep. I'm one of those people that doesn't need much. Of my 4 kids, my oldest daughter needs even less sleep than I do. My middle daughter sleeps more like my wife. My son's somewhere in the middle, which, by the way, that means my middle daughter, she gets out of bed when you get her out of bed in the morning. She likes to sleep. So I'm not telling people, hey, don't sleep. But I am saying put yourself on a schedule. And you ask why I don't sleep in. If I sleep in on a Saturday until 6 o'clock, that night I'm going to have more energy. And instead of going to bed at 10:30 or 11, I'm going to stay up until midnight because I got a little bit of extra sleep. Well, now that next day I'm going to sleep in a little bit more. Now all of a sudden Sunday I'm sleeping in until 7 o'clock. Now Sunday night I can't go to bed until 1 o'clock in the morning, and you see where I'm going with this. I go into Monday with a lack of sleep because I couldn't fall asleep. So the most important thing is set a good wake up time that works for you, where you get enough sleep, and then wake up that time every day if you can.
We've known for a very long time, only about 50 years of real research, that if you're not getting enough sleep, your cognitive abilities throughout the day go down, your creativity goes down, your stress goes up, your bad decision-making goes up, and your ability to handle conflict or life challenges and be resilient and happy and positive all goes to So, what do you do? How do you get more sleep? How do you finally manage this part of your life? Because look, we all have a lot of expectations, a lot of demands in our lives. And so at some point we start believing the hype out there that, oh, hey, you can get by on, 3-4 hours of sleep. Don't worry about it. Just sleep a little less, get up a little earlier. And we start telling ourselves this big lie that we can get away with less sleep, even though we have 50 years of science saying we can't. Especially today, there's this popular myth that, you can take, sleep for 2 hours, rest, take a nap for 30 minutes here and there, or sleep for 4 hours and nap and meditate throughout the day to catch up. And the reality is we know that's not possible for the vast majority of people. And people say, well, but Brendan, the Navy SEALs can do it. I'm like, yes, but you're not a Navy SEAL. And they hate it, and they call it Hell Week when they do that, okay? Most normal, average, must perform, must be awesome, care about your high performance, and have to be smart people throughout the day really must sleep 7 to 8 hours a night. So if you're not getting that on a consistent basis, what can you do?
If you want to be an effective entrepreneur, you need to be able to have good quality sleep. This is the most important aspect of making sure that you are running on all cylinders. The quality of your sleep matters just as much, if not more, than how long you sleep. And for me as an entrepreneur with so much on my mind all the time, I can't have a mattress that causes me to toss and turn. The more rest I have, the quality of sleep, no tossing and turning, the comfort, it allows me to make better decisions, have better energy the next day, just truly be the most efficient Gerard that I can possibly be.
Why do you prioritize sleep so highly? Just curious of what makes you so committed to that and the science behind it. Thank you for all you do. I find that I'm slower when I'm fatigued. So I find myself drifting. I have more symptoms of what we'll call ADD. So that my attention just drifts. And then I find I'll read a sentence or whatever and be like, God, I have to reread the sentence like 10 times. So that was just going, whoa. I'm not as efficient as I could be. And then the other is I find it a unique form of misery. There is an additional ring of hell that is saved just for people who are fatigued. I hate it so much. So it's misery, and I don't understand people that live a life that is miserable. I just don't get it. And then on top of that, I think you actually accomplish less if you're fatigued. So you're putting more hours, but you're actually getting less done per hour. So if being fatigued puts you at like 0.6 of what your output could be, and then being just like incredibly well rested, prioritizing that puts you at, it's, I guess mathematically I should be saying just 1, then like you have to make up 40% of the number of hours in waking up early just to break even, and then you put misery on top of that. So that's my N of 1 experience, is that I am so deadly efficient when I'm rested that I just get more done. So comparing those two side by side, I actually accomplish more.
I've had the best coach over the last 7 years that I've known him, and that's Craig Ballantyne.
What do you think is the biggest lesson you learned from him in the last 7-8 years?
The biggest lesson was to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time, 7 days a week, no matter what.
Really?
Sleep is so valuable. It's so important.
Yeah,
it's so underrated. I used to think that, here's what I'm a fighter jet. I would literally walk around the house, honey, I'm a fighter jet. Fighter jet, doesn't even come down to get refueled. They're up there getting refueled, right?
Right.
We've all seen the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Well, the fighter jet, if they leave those afterburners on too long, they just fall out of the sky, which no one had told me.
Right.
Until I fell out of the sky. I was having essential tremors and anxiety attacks and not realizing it. And as I got better at sleep, those just went away, because the one discipline leads to another and to another. How you do anything is how you do everything,
yeah.
right? And so that one thing that he taught me, or I learned through him, and we'd be in Vegas, we'd run a mastermind together, because now we run a mastermind together. And at 8 o'clock, and he's gone. Buddy, where are you going? I'm like,
sleep.
Yeah. I'm
in bed by 9 or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he powers off 30 minutes, all his electronics before. So now I do the same thing. I power off. I don't go to bed and then do this.
Yeah.
I powered off 30 minutes before, and my mind stops racing, and the left and right side start reconciling of the information I took in throughout the day versus the information I keep consuming, taking in, right? Until I fall asleep, and then Lord knows what happens in my brain.
Right. What time do you go to bed and wake up?
10:30. 10:30, wow. I'm in bed, wake up at 5:30.
Wow.
And it's been like
no matter what, even if you're in Vegas or traveling around the world or whatever,
Yeah, I'll adjust to that time zone real quickly, and 10:30 I'm in bed, 5:30 a.m. I wake up, and I go right through my rituals.
The thing I treat like a job now is not my job. I love my job. It's a joy and a hobby. So what I treat as a job is sleep and breakfast. Okay. And that's just my thing, right?
Yeah.
And why is that important? Okay, so I wasn't sleeping right. And as an adult, with modern technology and being responsible, I always wanted to be personally involved in my stuff. I was not stopping. And there was always an excuse to not go to bed. And even though you're a grown man, just get to bleeding bed. I'll spend all night saying it to the kids. So what about you? But then I went and met a sleep scientist and started getting into it. And you start realizing that sleep has the most powerful effect on all of your body, the way you metabolize food, your energy, the way you fight disease, your skin, your energy, and the rhythms of those. So it's quality, not quantity. No less than 6, no more than 9.
Get a good night's sleep. Do you know the secret elixir of life is sleep? Everybody wants this natural everything. Why don't you just try a good night's sleep for a change? And you know, what you've learned in the daytime is imprinted on your brain while you sleep. So if you're not getting a good night's sleep, you're not taking advantage of your education. My mom only cared about 2 things: saving and sleeping. Well, it's the only 2 things. I don't care what you're doing. You're going to bed early and you're getting a good night's sleep. Your grades aren't as important as a good night's sleep.
Rich, why do you sleep in a tent? For those that don't know, for the last 2 years, I've been sleeping outside in this thing. A lot of people have been asking me, why do you do that? And it basically boils down to 3 fundamental reasons. The first is, I just sleep better in a tent outside. The second reason is that it really has helped me connect with nature and the outdoors, and I think our primal disposition. And the third reason I've been doing it is because fundamentally it's a stoic practice. A couple of years ago, I started struggling with trying to get a deep sleep. Unless I was training super duper hard, I just found it difficult to get the restfulness that my body and my mind need. And at the time, our bedroom that I share with my wife, Julie, was either too cold for her or too hot for me. Then I had an experience where we as a family all slept on our roof one night. We have a flat roof and we did it just for fun with the kids. And I had the most restful, peaceful night of sleep in recent memory. Being outdoors, breathing that outdoor air, sleeping under the stars is a very simple and basic way of reconnecting with what it means to be fundamentally human. We live in this super fast-paced culture. You gotta get your hustle on. You gotta work 24 hours a day, and if you're not being productive in every moment of your waking existence, then you're wasting time and you're falling behind. And with that comes a deprioritization of sleep. Sleep is for slackers, right? And nothing could be further from the truth. I know that I can't perform at my very best unless I get 8 hours of sleep. And it's not just the amount of time that I sleep, it's the quality of that sleep, it's the caliber of that sleep. It is my opinion that everybody should be doing everything they can to enhance that quality of their evening hours. And I found that by sleeping in a tent, it's almost like this hack towards improving the caliber of my sleep so that I can show up throughout my day and excel, be totally focused, be totally present, have good energy, be in a good mood, and all of that derives from sleep. So if you really take the time to prioritize the quality and the amount of time that you're sleeping every night, you will realize quantum gains in your productivity, in your output throughout your day.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the Best Life 30 questions of the day. It's not enough to just watch a video like this, you have to do something and take action in your life. So pull out your worksheets and answer these questions, and if you don't have the worksheets yet, you can get them for free by signing up for the series in the description below. Here we go. Question number 1, how much sleep do you need to get every night? Number 2, how can you design your schedule so it happens consistently? And number 3, how can you improve the quality of your sleep? And if you're doing the Best Life 30 challenge with me, give me a hashtag BestLife30 down in the comments as well so I can celebrate you.
Why do you think that entrepreneurs sacrifice sleep over work?
I think a lot has to get done.
You know, like entrepreneurs have insane amounts of work. You're especially in the early days, you're the CEO to the janitor. There's like nobody cares more than you. You may not have the budget to be able to delegate to somebody else, or you may suck at delegating and feel like you're the only one who has the skills to be able to do whatever project. Mm-hmm. Your work is never done as an entrepreneur. Like there's always something. You always want to grow. You're either putting out a fire that has to get done, or you've got this great new vision of what you want to do and you want to get it done. Like your inbox is never empty. There's always something happening. And so there's always that pressure, especially if it's a financial one where it's early on in your business before you're able to fully support yourself. You feel like, hey, if I don't get this done, I could be out of a business in 6 months and have to go get a job again. And so you're hustling and fighting for that. And people know, rationally, logically that I can't keep doing this because I'm going to get sick and I'm going to burn out and I'm going to crash. But that's a hard argument when you're feeling the crunch and feeling the pain to kind of drive through and push.
So how do you think we can like guarantee that we don't do that, right? That we don't just keep on pushing it because we think like one more, right? Like, so what do you think we can do to just, not get there?
So for me, there's two sides of that coin. One is work, because work has to get done. And I think for that, you need to set boundaries for yourself and schedule it in. Like if you're married or, you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, make time with them just as important as time in your business. Otherwise, that relationship's not going to last, right? So I put things in my calendar, right? Time with Nina. So that is an appointment that I don't let run over, because otherwise a lot of your business can bleed into your personal time. And so you need to set some kind of boundary on it. The exception that I make is when I'm in flow. Like there are times when you are just feeling it, not because you got to like do something that's going to have a minimal impact, but just like you're in the zone, you're flowing. Then it's not every day when you're in that zone. When I'm there, I try to stay there as long as I can. I push everything off as long as I can until I feel like I'm not in flow anymore. And I feel it's super important to do that. So I don't have an alarm in the morning. My wife has hers, but if I'm really feeling something, I will stay up until however late, like until my body crashes, and then I'll sleep in the next day. And I never book stuff in the morning. My mornings are never booked. I have a routine that I usually go through. Mm-hmm. And part of that is checking in my social media feeds and responding to people on YouTube and stuff that I do on a daily basis. But I never have a meeting booked before noon.
Is it because you want to just work on other stuff, or is it because you just want to have like your full morning routine?
It's a combination of, one, I'm not a morning person in general. So if I'm meeting people, I'd rather meet them later than in the morning. And two, it's a buffer, So as an example, on Tuesday was my book writing day. I'm writing a book. And it was a 16-hour day for me. I started with two YouTube hangouts with Tim Schmoyer, who has a popular YouTube channel to help entrepreneurs, video entrepreneurs. And then I went into full book writing mode and was 12 straight hours of book writing with only bathroom breaks. My wife came home and she's like, "Have you eaten?" Like, I haven't eaten. And so she spoon fed me while I was working on the book. Like, no, seriously, like I don't have time. I gotta do this, So she's like taking a fork of the sausage and putting it in my mouth, like I'm a baby. But I mean, it's awesome that I have a supportive wife, and I'm not doing that every day, or that would, obviously put a strain on our relationship and my health. But I was in the zone. Like if I stepped out from that and then tried to step back into it, it would take me like an hour, 2 hours just to get back to where I was. And I may not even get to that mental zone of where I was at that time. And so when that happens, when I'm really feeling in the zone on something, then I try to stay there as long as possible. And that could mean the next day I sleep in, right? I could sleep in till 10 and I'll miss answering some YouTube comments and I'll push that to the next day, because the stuff that you create when you're in the zone is way more important than the stuff in your regular daily agenda. So I'll push meetings, I'll push everything off if I have that feeling that I'm in the zone.
Fire.
It's important.
Awesome. Yeah, it is.
And too many people cut that off. Like you may have been in the zone on something, really feeling it, and then you're forced to leave it. And then you come back and it's not complete and you don't know how to complete it and the energy is gone. And it's easy to trick yourself. You're like, oh, I'm really in the flow answering these emails. You know, it's like, that's not what we're talking about, right? Like it's big picture ideas that's really going to catapult your business forward. That's what I'm talking about. And you know, like don't lie to yourself. You know when something is really important and you're feeling it. And so I'll push off, like I'll forget to eat. I'll forget
you just go.
Everything, right? And I'll push through. I won't even realize that I'm tired, right? Because I'm just I didn't realize that was 12 straight hours without looking up and doing anything else. My wife came home. She has a normal 9-to-5 job. And it's like, wow, it's already 5:30. What? Where did it go? I'm just locked in. And so when I'm there, I try to stay there. And I wish I could say I'm locked in every day, but I'm not. If you want to join the Best Life 30 challenge and get the free worksheets, click the link right here below me. Or if you want more videos on how to optimize your sleep, check out the playlist right there next to me. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.